In a bold and unexpected move, Ghana's newly elected President John Mahama has left Ecowas leadership in shock with a dramatic policy shift following his visit to Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, the three nations that broke away from Ecowas, accusing it of serving foreign interests and instead forming the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. To fully grasp the weight of this development, we must rewind to just a week prior. Before embarking on his tour of the Sahel nations, Mahama met with Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara, who urged him to engage with the breakaway states in an attempt to reintegrate them into ECOWAS. Mahama, appearing diplomatic, told Ouattara to exercise patience as he sought a way to work with them until they returned to constitutional democracy. Yet, what followed was anything but an attempt to bring these countries back into the ECOWAS fold. On Saturday, March 8th, 2025, President Mahama landed in Bamako, where he held talks with Mali's leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta. In a significant declaration, Mahama stated that ECOWAS and AES could coexist without interference. To cement this position, he signed agreements with Mali to open an Accra-Bamako trade corridor, allowing Mali to import essential goods through Ghana's ports. His diplomatic offensive continued the next day, March 9th, in Niamey, where he met with Niger's General Abdourahmane Tiani. There, the two leaders signed an economic partnership focusing on security cooperation, unimpeded trade, and regional stability. Mahama emphasized the importance of recognizing AES and strengthening joint counter-terrorism efforts, arguing that the threat of terrorism is not just a Sahelian problem, but one that also affects Ghana and the broader West African region. The final stop on Mahama's tour was Ouagadougou on March 10th, where he met with the young and fiery Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Here, Mahama proposed opening a daily Accra-Ouagadougou-Accra flight and constructing an oil and gas pipeline to facilitate trade, given Burkina Faso's current exclusion from Ivorian ports. Traoré agreed, marking a major victory for both nations, while Côte d'Ivoire found itself on the losing end. Our objective is to facilitate the free movement of goods and people and ensure the seamless transit of Burkina Faso's merchandise through the Ghana corridor, Mahama declared. In the end, Mahama did not bring AES back into ECOWAS. Instead, he secured economic partnerships and a shared security vision with the breakaway states, directly contradicting Ouattara's wishes. So, the burning question remains, did President Mahama fool Alassane Ouattara? Oh, he most certainly did. If the Ivorian satrap Ouattara played the fool, Mahama proved himself the master strategist. He understands that geopolitics is not just about loyalty to outdated alliances, it is about securing tangible benefits for the people of Ghana and the region. Unlike Ouattara, who remains shackled to external influences, Mahama has demonstrated that African nations can forge their own paths, where business and politics are wisely separated when necessary. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Mahama's bold pivot may signal the dawn of a new West African geopolitical order, one not dictated by Paris, Washington or Brussels, but by Accra, Bamako, Niamey and Ouagadougou. Before we continue, hit that like and subscribe buttons, and now let us dig deeper to uncover the full implications of this power shift. Across the vast and vibrant tapestry of Africa, a seismic shift is reverberating through the Sahel, sending ripples of hope and defiance to every corner of the continent. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger formally severed ties with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, a regional bloc long heralded as a beacon of unity and economic integration in West Africa. In its place, these three nations, led by revolutionary military juntas, have forged the alliance of Sahel States, AES, a bold new confederation rooted in sovereignty, self-determination, and a rejection of neo-colonial shackles. For many Africans, this move is not merely a geopolitical realignment, it is a clarion call for the liberation of the continent from external domination and the reassertion of African agency. Yet, as ECOWAS leaders like Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara push figures like Ghana's President John Mahama to engage these nations, a curious twist emerges. Mahama, despite his diplomatic visits, refrains from demanding their return to ECOWAS. Is this a sign of genuine Pan-African respect for their choice? Or is Ecowas under pressure from France orchestrating a subtle campaign to reel them back into the fold? The answers lie in the hearts of Africans who see the AES as a long overdue stand against a compromised system. The decision by Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger to exit Ecowas has ignited celebrations not only in the streets of Ouagadougou, Bamako and Niamey, but also in the minds of Africans from Lagos to Nairobi, Cairo to Cape Town. For too long, Ecowas has been perceived as a tool of Western interests, particularly those of France, the former colonial master whose influence still looms large over West Africa. The bloc's response to the coups that swept these nations between 2020 and 2023, imposing crippling sanctions, threatening military intervention and demanding a return to civilian rule, reeked of hypocrisy to many. While Ecowas preached democracy, it turned a blind eye to the failures of civilian governments plagued by corruption, insecurity and subservience to foreign powers. The juntas, led by figures like Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Mali's Colonel Assimi Goïta and Niger's General Abdourahmane Chiani, have tapped into a deep well of frustration, promising to prioritize the needs of their people over the dictates of external actors.